I wrote down, I hate Cam Newton's pants.
This is the source of probably some of your biggest childhood trauma, and you still have to continue to do it. That's like if you had to go to work and your boss had like your hole.
Oh my
like, you
God.
had to keep going back to work. And a lot of people I've been hearing is saying, is it black people's business to get involved in these immigration issues? And I can't speak for a lot of y'all.
And y'all gonna put some fucking respect on Bow Wow's name. Finally, thank you. Thank you.
Did you see him being scared of Erica Mena on the red carpet?
Yeah, because she came up to him and she was like trying to give him a hug. She was like, this is crazy.
I know a nigga that's been abused before. That I seen the signs, young. That nigga was abused by her. For you to kind of say that and then you put Angel Reese in this rarefied air is ridiculous.
There are so many other female athletes that are out here doing their thing. Sha'Carri write movies about you desperate, dumb black bitches, and you desperate, dumb black bitches keep giving me money.
I put footprints in the sand.
We'll get into that. If you make all the wrong moves as a hoe, you end up in a hijab.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty. It's pretty spot on right there.
Yeah,
that's the hijab pipeline.
Your whole life is revolved around talking about other people's lives.
What the fuck do you think your ass is doing on that podcast now?
This podcast is sponsored by Graffiti Tax Services. For all your tax preparation needs, you can go to graffititax.com. We're going to put the link right here. It should be somewhere. And yeah, you can head to them for during tax season. And if you have any financial or tax preparation questions, head to Graffiti Tax Services. They're our new sponsor. Thank you to Graffiti Tax Preparation Services. That's it.
DMV, baby. All day. We didn't talk about this on the last episode.
Because it's not important.
It was important. So my, one of the hometown heroes, shout out.
Let's keep this short.
The hate is impeccable early. The DMV legend, Michael Beasley, served up one of Brooklyn's finest, I guess you can call him.
I don't even know who that is.
Lance Stevenson. Born Ready. Maybe you may have heard of him.
No.
He was one at Lincoln High School. Have you heard of that?
No. I've heard of Lincoln Heights.
You never heard of Lincoln High School, though?
Nope.
That's crazy. How are you a New Yorker and then you've never heard of Lincoln High School?
Why would I hear of a random high school?
Because this isn't a random high school. It's like it's produced some of the best basketball players from out of New York.
Why would I care about that?
Because you're from New York and that's like the mecca of basketball.
Is it?
Yeah. It's like black Indiana. Like white Indiana is the mecca of basketball Indiana is the white mecca for basketball players, and New York is the mecca for black players. Like this is all like in the handbook I sent you earlier.
I don't know.
No, this is ridiculous. But my boy Mike Beasley came out on top, dominated him, 31-21 in the 1v1. Took a little 100K off of him, something light. They did double it up, but I don't think Lance can pay that. But it was a really good game. I saw a lot of the highlights of it because it was like $30 to watch. I wasn't paying that. Wasn't paying no $30 to watch a 1v1 two psychos. But the clips I saw was really good, and I knew DMV was gonna come through. That's just we just had to show y'all once and for all we are the better hoopers, and I'm glad you're able to take the loss with such grace.
Let me act like I care about this. Oh my God, I'm so devastated that the random nigga from New York I don't know got beat by the random from the DMV that I also do not know.
Well, like I said,
I'm devastated.
I've seen Mike play a few times in high school, so I was
New
aware
York,
of the game.
Regardless of what happens, of what random crackhead from the DMV beats this man.
New York, if he a crackhead, then New York is somewhere close.
Is that the
He was the that blew in LeBron James's ear.
Okay, I saw a clip of this man. He was like, "If you spin, I'm gonna take it there."
Yeah,
that was him.
Yeah, that was
Which one was from New York?
The dark skinned nigga.
Okay, because I knew he wasn't from New York. I was like, is this very erotic?
Yeah, the one that said I'm gonna make love to you on the court, that's Mike Beasley.
Yeah, I was like, this is very erotic. Is this the start of a man-on-man film?
I used to think my dad wanted to adopt Mike Beasley when I was a kid. Because the way he used to talk
Hard
about
left.
him. Just did. I used to think the way he used to always bring him up.
I'm trying to make jokes about how these men are
I thought
gay.
I thought I was making a joke too.
And then you want to...
See, I'm trying to take it off the homoerotic.
My daddy wanted to adopt him.
He did. He used to bring him up all the time. It used to hurt his heart when he used to hear like some of the bad stuff that was going on with him. Because he just felt like, man, all he need is just need a loving home. He'll be all right. He probably would have been, with my dad, nigga probably would have been like all-star for 20 seasons. Where that took him there. If I was 6'10", his size, nigga, I would have been there. Believe that. But
for sure,
we can get into the music, man. Shout out to the DMV, Mike Beasley. They're playing in the Big 3 soon, so y'all check them out. I think it's this Saturday. So,
shout out to you, basketball men. Fabulous is that man for real. Fabulous is that guy.
He had him going crazy on the Love and Hip Hop New York.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Emily going wild on there.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. All right, you are now listening to Talk FNF TV. I'm your host, Absurd Rhetoric, and I'm with my lovely and amazing and gorgeous co-host, Miss Farrah. All right, so we basically just watched like 5 hours of the BET Awards.
My goodness.
Like a lot of this episode is going to be like revolving around that, so keep up. Okay, because it's going to sound like we're talking about other stuff, but we're not. Still within the BET realm.
Universe.
But we got to be content with it. So we got to, segment it up. So just be aware. But I think just all around, like I knew this was going to be a good BET Awards.
It was the 25th anniversary.
That's what I was going to say. That was one reason. But the reason why I knew it was going to be good, because I hadn't watched it yet. It was already airing. And my mom texts me and says, hey, are you watching the BET Awards? It's really good. She doesn't text stuff like that. For her to text it, that means she didn't want to be distracted from what she was watching, and she wanted to make sure I was getting to it. So I was very, I was looking forward to it a little bit, I will say. So that's why I didn't get to sit down and watch the full. I think I watched like the second half of it for the most part.
I watched the full 7.5 hours of the BET Awards.
I did watch tons of clips, so I'm up to date. I'm aware.
Okay.
So, you wanted to start off with the performances?
Yeah, sure. It was very performance heavy. They presented like 5 awards. And we're not even going to get into them because they don't actually matter at all. GloRilla won a gospel award.
That tells you everything you need to know.
What? Whatever. So they started with like a 106 in Park little tribute.
Yeah, I thought that was dope.
It was super cute. Maya was looking good.
I did see the Bow Wow part, and I'm mad that you're going to play the song with him and Ciara.
Ciara was there.
And we don't have her coming out
Maybe
there.
because that's her ex.
I think Russell may be like holding the whip down a little bit. Like I'm kind of with this.
Yeah, but like that's just
it's time for Russell to
do your
be
little
straight.
song with that short nigga. He's not even
well, Russell's short too.
Oh.
Russell's no tall man.
But he's not. It's not even that big of a deal for real.
Bow Wow, Chris Brown, usually #1. Stop playing, go streaming.
Everybody was wondering why C ain't come out for Like You.
I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a real I was gonna put this out myself. I don't think BET first of all, when you do the award show, BET is the one that outsources all the talent. So I don't know if she was aware or not, but I didn't even know she was in the building. I've been in my trailer all day. I've been at rehearsal. I had to host a red carpet. But I will say this, it would have been a wonderful moment if she did come out. I know she was in attendance. I didn't know that. I didn't know until I got off the stage and back to my trailer and checked Twitter. But I will say this, Screamfest is coming up. And the next one, me and B2K, Stadium.
Okay. Speaking of B2K, B2K was also part of that little 106 in Park tribute. And Omarion was up there with Lil Fizz. And I said, after he fucked your baby mom, the bag is gone. The post to be bag has dried up, and you need to get back on stage with the nigga that hit your BM. Oh my God. And you got to do bump, bump, bump next to him.
Oh no, you know it's tough when they got to do that. When they got to come back up. Have they even really officially pieced it up?
Not.
It was kind of like more like Fizz just went on a podcast and was just like, oh no, you know, that's my boy still or whatever after he broke up with April, right?
Yeah.
So nah, that ain't it. No.
It was a 2000s like hip hop lover's dream. Like I have a whole like hundreds deep playlist of like 2000s music. So I was literally on my feet. This was the first time that I was watching the BET Awards just standing up, dancing. It was such a little blast.
Oh, you was excited.
Yeah. And y'all gonna put some fucking respect on Bow Wow's name. Finally, thank you. Thank you.
Did you see him being scared of Erica Mena on the red carpet?
Yeah, because she came up to him and she was like trying to give him a hug. She was like, this crazy bitch.
I know a nigga that's been abused before. That I seen the signs, young. That nigga was abused by her. Like this.
We saw what she was doing to Safari, jumping fences and shit.
So
he has PTSD.
He's half the size of Safari.
Yeah.
So what do you think he was getting?
Yeah, no, he has PTSD from while Bow Wow was performing, Jermaine Dupri came out, and obviously I know the lyrics to Fresh as I'm Is. But Jermaine didn't. I was like, what's going on? Put me in, coach. Would you get to the bag with a nigga who has betrayed you?
Okay, so there's levels of portrayal that I will allow in that regard.
Like fucking your baby mom that for, let's say in this situation, you don't absolutely hate her fucking guts.
See, because I have done that before. But, like, she wasn't trying. Like, I knew she wasn't going to holler back at him. So I like the idea of, like, oh, you trying to come after me? So it's the narcissism in me. But that's the way I thought about it as. So, like, if I was Omarion, like, especially if I'm done with April, it's easy to just be like, oh, you just after me. You just trying to be like me, little bro. Like, that's all. Like, that's how I think about it. Like, you just trying to come after me. You just trying
you would get to the bag with the little
yeah,
bro.
I get back like, hey man, I get a little money with you. Maybe you can impress her a little bit more. Maybe she'll take you back if you come back with a little bit of paper.
You are a maniac.
I'm just saying, that's how you got to do it. You can't allow these dudes to think that they can manipulate you using your woman. They're gonna try every time. So
I will destroy myself in order to exact my revenge on you. I'm not getting to no bag with you, bitch. Like if you beef with me, we gonna beef forever.
all right, fair beef. I like Snoop's icon performance that they did. I wasn't mad at it.
Why are we rewarding a coon?
That's
this
true.
nigga was just shucking and jiving like a couple months ago. Did we not forget that? I said Snoop.
People do. They did forget the shucking and driving by Snoop.
After everybody?
He was definitely
after everything?
He was definitely at an adjacent inauguration event. So we didn't forget that, Snoop. That was the first thing I thought of when I saw you on stage. The performance was cool. I'm mad. Why didn't they have Dr. Dre have a mic for his part of his verse? I didn't get that.
I don't know, because he was there.
Yeah, he literally gave him the award.
Yeah.
So that was the one thing that was bothering me. Like, if people are in attendance, let's get them to perform.
Yeah. Also, really quickly, back to B2K. What's his face? Wasn't there like a case about to happen? They just got to dance through their trauma, their childhood repressed sexual trauma.
Yo, what's his name? Chris.
Yeah.
What's his Sales or what's his name?
Yeah, and then Marcus.
I don't want to say his name wrong. What's his?
Chris. I think his name was.
Chris Sale was the nigga that beat up that girl.
Yeah,
Stokes.
Chris Stokes.
Yeah.
Yes, and then Marcus Houston was up there giving out awards like he's not a whole pedophile. I'm like, what's going on, BT? We giving awards to Snoop Dogg. Why is Marcus Houston talking at all? Like, he could have been in the crowd. I'm okay with that, I guess. But why is he talking?
At this point, Marcus Houston and his girl, that's just something we just gotta accept now.
No, because that's where she is at.
Yeah, like
she's been groomed to be there.
After the alleged kidnapping and her going missing, and then like, hey, that's just your girl. You won.
Listen,
he won. He did it right. If there was a way to do it right,
I almost grabbed this and knocked you over the head with it.
If there's a way to do it right, he did it. It's not like he hitting her and abusing her. From the best of our knowledge, has that come out yet?
Yeah, but it always takes mad long to come out.
It does, but I mean, she's been with this nigga for about what? At least a decade.
Yeah, but her frontal lobe just developed. She might not even know
Like-
she's in a toxic situation until 5 years from now.
And then she supposed to be related to Chris Stokes too?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Allegedly. Because that's his like play daughter. It's weird.
Yes, it is wild. That is.
It's a weird situation. I don't know why why Marcus Houston was up there at all.
And then what was the one? Well, not Rasby. What was the other one? The light skinned one, the one that really took it bad.
Was that not Rasby?
I thought Rasby was the dark skin or the brown skin one.
I don't know, but he was up there, like I said, just dancing through the trauma. That's what I put on my notes. I said they just gotta dance through the trauma. Doing bump, bump, bump with the nigga that fucked your baby mama.
Doing bump, bump,
And they was lip syncing.
bump, bump, bump with a nigga that made you go bump, bump, bump.
And they were fully lip syncing, like for sure. They don't have that type of breath control anymore. I don't believe it. Omarion can barely do the same moves he used to be doing.
Oh, it is Rasby. Rasby is, I'm thinking about J Bug. Rasby was the one that was, dang. Could you imagine that? Like this is the source of probably some of your biggest childhood trauma. And you still have to continue to do it. That's like if you had to go to work and your boss had like fingered your booty hole.
Oh
and,
my
like, you
God.
had to keep going back to work. What?
I just like
That was excessive?
a little bit, but
I'm just trying to explain
you
it
are
for the
correct.
audience.
Yeah,
Like
no,
that-
it was a choice.
I'm just saying, like, that's wild. I feel bad for bro. I'm surprised, like, we ain't never heard no, like, attempted anything on him. If his stories is true, I'm surprised he's still with us.
Yeah.
Because his stuff was dark. But we can get off that, my bad.
Yeah. So moving on with performances, there was a cute little cipher. We ain't gonna really get into that because it was just ludicrous. Like, who calls ludicrous? Just ludicrous for a cipher.
That's
I
it.
don't know. Then they did a little Mariah moment. DJ D Nice came up, played a little Mariah mix, and Mariah came out. She stood in one spot, did a little 1-2 step.
They didn't have the budget for her to move. That was,
I don't think Mariah got the knees for her to move.
that's hate. But I believe Mariah
She was
probably
in platforms this tall.
I believe she got a counter. Like, I'm gonna do these many steps, and this is the package you can purchase. And if you want a little extra razzle dazzle, that's gonna cost you more.
A little bit more.
She was like, I can give you a little 2-step, and we can keep this budget low.
She barely made facial expressions while she was singing.
Oh, you can't have that either.
She was just like, just like honey.
And then she did it early too. She was like, no, we got to get this out the way.
And then the whole icon part of the show wasn't till like hours later in like the third shift of the BET Awards. I'm like, what's
No,
happening?
Mariah said, no, we're going to do mine early. I'm going to leave, and then I'm going to come back
I'm
to accept
gonna
my
leave,
award.
take a nap, and then I'll come back.
And accept my award.
Yeah. She still got that whistle note, by the way. I don't think she's ever gonna lose that. And then Lil Wayne came out, proving to us once more why he wasn't chosen for the Super Bowl. Like, please just leave it alone, and also get rid of the locks. My God, they look so unhealthy.
But we can't see Wayne with a Caesar. Like, I don't think that can't be in our
Wayne
future.
has enough money to get the best loctician in the world. Just let his hair grow out for a little bit and reattach some faux locks.
That one part ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
He could come out with the Future though. How Future had the early 21st century pop star hair.
the little Chucky he had going on, son of Chucky.
Yeah, Wayne could pull the Chucky off.
I don't think
That was
so.
like his first look when he first came out. That kind of like his hair.
We'll just wear hats.
No,
Just wear hats from now on, Wayne.
no, we can't have Wayne cutting his hair off.
GloRilla performed. Every time she performs, she gets a little bit better. They doing some artist development over there. She was tap dancing.
It feels like with her, she really wants to work.
Yeah.
Like she actually.
It seems like artist development is happening.
But to me, it feels like it's her that's incentivizing it. Like she's the one who values it probably more than
We have no idea.
I'm just saying from what it seems like with her, when I see her posting, it always seems like she is about making herself better. Like she prepares like how an athlete would prepare.
Mm-hmm. And then there was a little tribute. I don't know who. This tribute was for Jamie Foxx, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the boy from Sinners.
Mm-hmm.
He did the tribute. Miles Gatton, I think his name is. And then the other two, Lucky Day, and then what's his face, who like literally does every tribute because he sings down. Miles, it was a little bit. Hey, did you see his performance?
I didn't see the whole thing. I only seen like a little.
It was quiet. You could barely hear him. He did not sound good, and I was so shocked. But I think also he was trying to sing too low. Like,
was it a mic problem or was it his singing type thing?
It seemed like his singing. Like it was too low. He was like down here.
My question is,
you couldn't even hear him because he was all the way down here.
He wasn't into the mic.
No, I don't even know. It was just like
he just got famous.
He has a very deep voice. That's what I mean by it. His octave was very low, and then he wasn't singing loudly, so it was just you couldn't hear him.
No, this is why I seen like, why y'all hating on Jamie Foxx getting love? I seen a lot of people hating Jamie Foxx is getting his love or whatever. Like, I guess they don't believe his disease or whatever he went through, the stroke, isn't real or something.
What is good with y'all?
Like, y'all really some haters. Like,
why would Jamie Foxx have to fake a stroke?
He's an American treasure. Remember they tried to say Diddy did it? He joked about that. He joked about that though.
The man is a Renaissance man. He's a great actor. He's a great musician.
He's probably one of the most talented human beings on the planet.
Yeah, like come
when
on
it comes
now.
to entertainment. So
Jamie Foxx definitely deserved that, and I'm glad he's getting his flowers because he almost died.
His daughter got a lot of hair. The one that was on the right, she real hippie. Like,
his younger daughter.
They don't make the rich kids hippies like that anymore.
Ever since Jamie Foxx had a near-death experience, he's been very long-winded, and I feel like death will do that to you. But wrap it up.
Like I see, like I'm pretty sure when that one daughter comes around a thrift store, they get scared. They know it's about to go crazy.
Scared? They be excited.
Well, I'm talking about they know they about to work. Like, it's the first time in a month that they actually had to really work at the thrift store. She about to go crazy in there. Buy that motherfucker out.
Oh, okay. So I think that first one was a Frankie Beverly tribute. The Babyface tribute. I mean, the Jamie Foxx tribute. I think, which is dope as hell, Stevie Wonder put together, and then Jamie had no idea what was gonna happen. So it was Babyface, Teddy Riley, Jennifer Hudson, Dougie Fresh. It was so good. Jennifer Hudson came out during Nighttime, the Ray Charles song, and she was like, "Baby," I was like, "Girl,"
she was in her bag.
I almost threw something at my TV. You know how black people do when someone's singing. You just gotta, bitch. Bitch.
Don't mess up the 70-inch. Don't do that.
Like, I teared up a little bit. I was like, I love being black because she's just up there hollering and it sounds so good. Tiana Taylor did a performance. It looked really expensive. It was just a lot going on, and it looked very like high quality and creative production, but that's what she does.
Iman, I'm with you, my guy, man. I know that was probably a tough night last night or the other night. So,
Iman, it's been a tough year for you because she in that movie with Brad Pitt. She in that movie that Tyler Perry just put out.
I don't think it's Brad Pitt. I think it's Leonardo.
Oh, Leonardo DiCaprio. Same caliber of white man. Interchangeable, you know.
The whites would disagree, but
we don't care. She's in that movie with Tyler Perry, the new Straw movie. She on Aaron Pierre Arm. That's Mufasa.
That's the Green Lantern.
Also that. Now he's a DC superhero.
That's why he in shape.
Well, yeah. He already got the green eyes.
They don't even gotta add no CGI.
No, they don't. That's amazing. I didn't even know he was gonna be Green Lantern. Congratulations to him. Tiana Taylor is very much winning this year, and she's putting out a new album after she said she was retiring from music. You done put her through so much shit that her creative juices are flowing so much that she's like, I have to speak. And the first song is called what is it called? Trauma Room or whatever. Escape Room. She had to escape from you.
You almost had her. You just needed little bit longer, Iman, and then you could have put that fire out and she'd have been all yours.
You could never put that fire out. That lady is from New York. You haven't met her? I met her a couple times.
See, always, every time she comes up, you say that. I met her a couple times.
And her mom, like, both of them are firecrackers.
You say that too.
Like, both of them are very much.
I saw Super Sweet 16. I know what they are. I'm pretty sure they're not that far off from what I saw that episode.
So then let's talk about all of the skits were super cute. All of the little in between things. They got back to the Real Husbands of Hollywood. That was cute.
Didn't
Kevin,
one of the cast pass away? It was a woman who used to be on that show, The Real
oh
Husbands.
yeah. The woman that played Kevin's ex-wife. Yeah, she passed away. R.I.P. to you, girl. Kevin was hilarious. He when he opened, you saw that joke he did about
Kurt.
Yeah, he was like shaking his dick for Jesus. He was like, stop shaking your dick. You do not need to do that. I was like, what do you mean, Kevin? So then I go on TikTok. I type in
That's a sick type.
Kirk Franklin. I didn't type in Kirk Franklin shaking his dick for Jesus. I typed in Kirk Franklin dancing, and the first one is him just gyrating, just like his face. He was.
You falling from the Lord, Kirk.
I was like, oh my God, Kirk. No songs that you make require these movements from you.
Jesus never asked you to move it from the hips. That's just.
I just want to thank you, Lord, for all that you've done for me.
All right, don't turn on our fans. They might try to make us make an OnlyFans. So relax.
Like I was appalled. I was taken aback, and Kevin saying that was hilarious. He was hilarious. You saw him, Kai and Drewski.
Mm-hmm. They were really funny.
Yeah. So you want to get into the whole like streamer element of the?
Yeah, we can
the BET Awards.
We can dive into this Cenat because Cenat was pretty much dominating it from the top.
Yeah.
It was funny. There was a little portion. I don't know. You know Talil? Yeah. So his storyline was completely hilarious. So he gets to the BET Awards, and he brings his little niece with him.
Yeah.
And so
Sage.
they're like, hey, yeah, your cameras and your little niece can't come on the red carpet. So he started getting mad.
They tell him basically that only famous people can come on the carpet with kids.
Yeah,
and
basically.
you're not famous enough to bring this little girl on. We don't even know who you are.
Yo, he was so hurt.
Yeah, he was tight.
He was like, you could just see through his stream that he knew this is going to get lit and this is going to get a lot of clicks. But damn, my pride is going through it at the same time. But then Kai pretty much came in, rescued him. And then Kai's stream was pretty much like a success all the way around. I think this was even better than when he was at the Billboard Awards. I think that was what it was last
probably
time.
Better, yeah. Because he was
better.
backstage. He had a whole bunch of access. He was back there with Kevin. Their dynamic, him, Kevin, and Drewski are just like,
like somebody's going to end up giving
the Three Stooges.
Giving them some money to do something.
They have
on a
to,
movie
please.
or
Like
a short series. I think that's what Kevin's into now, doing
I
series.
would like to see them in like a short reality series where they're like traveling, like a little buddy type thing, like unscripted completely.
Yeah, like something, or it could be a little scripted, kind of like, you know how Eric Andre did that one movie where they were doing like RIL pranks everywhere.
No.
I think they could do that.
Because why would I have watched that?
We watched it together. I thought we watched it.
Wrong bitch.
Maybe. But they could do something like that where they just go around and they dress up like other people and they just do these pranks to people in real life.
I don't want to see that.
That would be just what you kind of explained.
No, I want to see them like traveling and like going to bars, and I don't want to see them prank anybody.
What do you want to see them do then?
Just run around, you know?
Here to go. This little, that's wild.
Just run around. Yeah, I want to see them like maybe like have a show where they like try different jobs.
See, you be into just the wildest stuff.
One of those like old type like reality TV shows where like Paris and Nicole would like go to a ranch.
I feel like that's leaning more to what I'm doing. What I'm saying.
I specifically, do you not understand what I'm saying? I specifically do not want to fucking see them prank anybody.
That you do. You'll laugh. I think you would. You would.
I don't like prank shows. I think they're corny. I always have from childhood.
Did you see what happened with Kai and Wale?
I did.
So hold on. I think I got the clip here. So this one got the internet going crazy because it's funny when people don't know certain characteristics of famous people. And like this is like this generation's view of Wale, like what we've already been seeing for like a decade. Mm-hmm. So I'll just play the first part right here.
You good? What you playing on your Nintendo Switch?
This is Kai running into Wale in the hallway, and then he goes into his car.
Yeah. Chad, does anybody have the Nintendo Switch? You're not even a Nintendo Switch type of nigga. Nah, me neither. I ain't gonna lie. But I heard it was like crazy though. I heard it was crazy, bro. Wale, oh my God, that was somebody crazy. Hey, the whole chat knows him.
The whole chat.
Wale, what he do?
Rap.
Oh, word.
Lotus Flower Bomb is on or something.
Oh, shit. Wale.
So, again, you got to show Kai a little grace in this kind of situation because he doesn't know that you just did the most triggering thing that you could ever do to the most sensitive kind of artist that Wale is.
Is Wale really sensitive?
What?
I don't know.
You must haven't been following him all through the 2010s.
No, I just like the music. Also, again, I don't give a fuck about how you niggas feel. Drop the music, shut the fuck up, go. Like that's how I listen to the music most of the time. If it's not like top of the news stuff, I don't know what's going on with you and your personality, my guy.
Well, see, Wale was just on Joe Budden's podcast.
Yeah, he just did a Patreon episode.
So he just sat down and, he outlined a lot of these kind of issues that he has in regards to the media, the industry, how they view him, how they see him. So he's always been someone who is super duper insecure about his position and maybe sometimes not feeling like he deserves to be there. Maybe sometimes feeling like other people are treating him like he don't deserve to be there. So like that's always kind of been one of his MOs. Like he talked about that on the pod where he was like, everybody who I kind of find or whatever, they end up blowing up and forgetting about me, or we end up not talking. Mm-hmm. And he kind of like outlined that with a few people.
Oh,
but
who did he say? I'm curious.
There were some people I'm not truly familiar with. So I wouldn't be able to give the name, but it was R&B people. So there was later on in the in Kai's stream, he's sitting down, he's talking to Snoop, and Wale comes up to him, and I'm gonna play what he said to him.
That shit making me look crazy right now, just let you know. What? That's making me look crazy. The exchange that we had in the hallway. It's like,
my bad, bro.
they running with it, but we'll talk later.
Kai doesn't care.
Yeah, Kai doesn't. He's not even putting that together. He got so much going on. He don't even realize it.
He also for the second time does not remember who you are from the first time.
Yeah,
probably.
I'm pretty sure he was like,
He's like, my bad, bro. Still don't know who you are.
And the thing is, like, the reason why I don't feel like we should be holding Kai to this kind of high standard, because even when he was at the Billboard Music Awards, all of that was happening.
Yeah,
like,
and
literally was white people, all these people coming up to him that he didn't know. He would be respectful, pleasant on the stream with him, and then when they walked away, he'd be like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, and then he'd check chat, and then chat would be like, this is who this is. This is
like, you don't know who this is?
Yeah.
But like,
Lisa Ray came up and introduced herself to him. Mm-hmm. Like he's a young kid.
And I think that's another thing too, where a lot of y'all are like, if you never met this kid before, just because he's been on the internet, you should know that he's not going to have that similar rapport. You're famous too. You know that you're just not going to have an automatic rapport with famous people.
Yeah.
So it just, to me, like I said, I understand where Wale's coming from, because he has done a lot of success and he probably should be ranked higher and viewed higher just from his musical prowess.
I think in the correct rooms, he is ranked correctly.
But that's not what he wants, though. He wants to be, when he goes out, he feels what a Drake would feel, or how Kendrick's feeling this right now.
That's not it, Wale, because you're black famous.
But he's don't act like
he's black famous.
But I'm saying he still could want to feel like what Kendrick's feeling.
I just think that is not feasible because you're not there. Like,
it's because he never played the role the way that people wanted him to. So that's why I give that grace.
I feel like, do you not agree with me that he's like he's black famous. He's not like famous.
Yeah, I understand him being black famous. I'm just talking about
like in the rooms where you are appreciated and known, you are ranked correctly. You want to be appreciated outside of home and where like you.
But I would disagree with that statement, because if that was the case, then Kai would know who he was.
Oh yeah, but Kai's young. That's all I'm giving.
But even if he's young, Kai know who Drake is. The same age as Wale. They around the same age.
Yeah, but Drake is Drake.
And what I'm saying is, if Wale was done properly, he would be up in that echelon. People would say his name up there with the Kendricks, the J. Coles, and stuff like that. But he just never got that push the way he should have.
Yeah, who was he under?
He was on Rock Nation. He also was on MMG with Ross for a while.
That was a mistake.
But it helped him though. It gave him the buzz that nobody else was trying to give him.
Okay.
If we taking it into context, nobody else was going to give him that kind of look, and it kind of gave him the street validation. And in the same token, it still gave him a space to be able to explore his music, because that's what Ross does. Ross will play with music and sounds and stuff like that, where he could fit in and actually be a musician with them. So that was the main thing. I think it was really dope of Kai to kind of just to be opening up the world, and I can see a lot of people need to. That grace about no cameras and all that stuff gonna have to start ending.
Yeah, just maybe
especially
like,
at events like this.
Don't record the performances and like the stage, but the crowd, the stuff that nobody is gonna see regardless, like Kevin and Drewski and Kai being backstage, all that stuff that we were never gonna see. Period. Why not let the streamers fucking get their shit off? Like
it's gonna be kind of a requirement that you if you want to amplify it, you're gonna have to work with some of these streamers and use that to push up your event. Because I again, granted, even this being the 25th anniversary, we obviously see the budget was cut for this one more so than anytime you get Mariah Carey out anywhere for some black shit, the budget was cut. So you just kind of have to expect this.
That's why the hip hop awards last year was doo-doo garbage, because they were saving all the money for this year, because this year the budget was budgeting for sure.
Yeah, they cashed out with that.
Yeah, and that's what it always needs to be. I wrote down I hate Cam Newton's pants.
All right, so we can go into this one to be in our the flops of the BET Awards here. So
Cam Newton's outfit.
So let's explain to him why Cam Newton was there. 3
sizes too small.
So let's just explain to him first why he was there. So they have announced a 106 in sports.
How do you feel about that? What do you think the format's going to look like?
I think it's going to be
Is it going to be like a highlight reel?
I think it's going to be a little bit like how 106 in Park was, but
like a countdown of like plays?
From what I read from the press release, I think it's going to be a little bit like 106 in Park, but also like State of the Culture. You know, they had that debate. I did say the culture. Everyday Struggle.
Yeah.
With Joe Budden and all them. I think it's going to have a little bit of that kind of discussion and argument to it. Because it seemed like it was going to be kind of a debate show, but not like.
Yeah, she said that they would be arguing.
Yeah, they would be going back and forth with it. Apparently, LeBron has been involved in this.
Okay.
So, because Ashley Moss is the one, we talked about her on the show before. She's the one who's going to be co-hosting with Cam.
She's cute.
And she posted about, shout out Mav, Rich, and LeBron in regards to their process and helps in making this. So, we'll see what this is going to, but Cam Newton, I spoke to this before about how he's trying to make himself a big deal in media. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see if it's going to be coming to fruition, if he's going to be able to do this on an actual cable channel. It's going to be tough.
I need you to stop wearing capris, my guy.
Oh, he's turning it up for the TV show.
You're 7'4". Like
shit.
They make pants that are big enough for you.
He's going to wear a romper the first episode.
My God.
Just know that.
This nigga is going to wear a bodysuit.
Oh, for sure.
And a hat with like at least 7 feathers in
it's going to have like a raccoon's tail in it. Just to let you know what time he on.
My goodness.
So other stuff that I saw that was completely horrible. So Brittney Renner and Kevin Gates apparently have gotten a divorce.
Yeah, we saw that coming a mile away.
I mean, there's no way that someone who's had her mind as the way she is now is going to be able to focus in on the Islam religion and actually be a good,
Did we
wife.
talk about this on the show? Because I asked you whether you thought that she was gonna stay like wearing the hijab. You think she's gonna continue being a hijabi?
Oh yeah, I think that's wild. But
is that not?
I don't think that's what you're supposed to. I think that's like Indian hijabis.
No, that's what the girls who wear the hijabs on TikTok call themselves.
Okay. I thought that was the Indian term.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna look it up, but I think that's what the girls call themselves.
I think she's gonna still play into the narrative because I think it's still
Punjabi is what you're talking about. Babe.
Oh, okay.
Thinking about.
I think that she's still gonna play into that narrative, but I just feel like her fall from grace was so evident. Like the fact that you're announcing your divorce with Bootleg Kev. Like that's who you're sitting down with. Like when I picture announcing a divorce to somebody, you're sitting down with like another woman. You're kind of like really breaking down and outlining what happened to you.
Are you sitting down with for real that cares that you're getting a divorce from Kevin Gates 3 months after you announced you were getting married to Kevin Gates?
Tasha Mack wouldn't sit down with her?
Who is Tasha Mack?
Did I say Tasha Mack? Tasha K.
Oh, I don't think Tasha K would. I don't think that's interesting enough. But she is on Basketball Wives.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, I felt bad for her. Like that's where you got to give it up at. Like you was her when I was coming up. You was every football player wanted a piece of you, Colin Kaepernick and all of them. And then just for her to just fall out from grace, you went from big time athletes to Kevin Gates to now you out on your ass, man.
Yeah, and you did not do that PJ thing correctly at all.
At all.
Because you got the baby and no money.
And you was older than him. Like you was Drea before the rest of them.
Like Brittney Renner is a hoe's cautionary tale.
Yeah, she's like what you don't do as a hoe.
If you make all the wrong moves as a hoe, you end up in a hijab.
Yeah. Actually, that's pretty spot on right there.
Yeah.
That's the hoe to hijab pipeline. That's not a thing.
I know a girl who converted for a little bit.
Top.
No.
So she's still holding it down. She's still hoeing it down.
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't.
Okay, so I have to go into this. This was entirely so embarrassing. Ciara, like I know we discussed you a little bit earlier in the broadcast and whatnot, but for you to do this to Jim Jones in the way that you did and put him on blast, it was just uncalled for.
I'm sorry, because I just really need this to happen. I don't want to get mad at me because I don't know how you're going to feel, but I really need y'all to just go ahead and I'm coming in hot. No. Should I just stay on what I'm on right now?
Stay on it. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm stay on it because why not? Why not? Like y'all have like lived life in every capacity anyone could live it in. You're living like you've already done it. So let's just seal it properly. Seal it properly because you know what? He deserves it. You deserve it. Why not? Like
that lady
I
don't
look at
care.
y'all and I'm like, they're so cute and so fly. Chrissy is so beautiful and so dope, and she holds you down, like down. Like this is a spirit talking through me right now. I'm just saying, like I
you
saw
can stop
you
it.
and I got excited.
Yo,
stop it.
like
we don't need to listen.
The
to
fact, like women like Ciara, who feel like their relationship like endows them with this spirit to be able to like tell other people what they should or shouldn't be doing in this relationship. It's so obnoxious. It's like the worst. Like just the tone of her voice, like the audacity. Mm-hmm. And then like there's shade in even that holding down, because you're like saying you cheated on her and she's still with you. Like that's what you're saying to me. And like
she stayed with you through shit that she should have left.
And like what? And
that's insulting to Chrissy too, because you low key calling her a dumb bitch.
And then what you supposed to do if you Jim Jones in this situation? It's just your new quarterback's, wife here. You can't just snap at her. You ain't gonna be in no Giants games. How you gonna be balling? You can't do all that. You gotta be up there to do the song. So you can't flip out on her. So you just gotta sit there and take it.
Yeah, you just gotta be like, yeah, okay, bitch, shut up, bitch. I don't care what you're saying right now, but just like nodding.
But then
Chrissy
that makes you
was
look
there too, right?
I don't know. I couldn't see her in the screen.
Okay.
But and then it just makes it even worse because it's like if you doing that, that's like making it sound now I don't care about my bitch. And like I do that enough at home. You don't need to do this here on the screen, lady. Like, okay, the bitch know I be fucking doing her dirty. You don't got to remind her.
I don't know if when I watch a lot of reality TV. I don't remember what show it was on. It might have been Love and Hip Hop. I don't know, but there was one point where Jim was like ready to propose to her, and she was like, "Keep it, don't want it."
Yeah, after you do that to a man too, we just gonna keep it kosher.
This was after like 17 years. She was like, I don't even care about this anymore.
So then that even makes it more reason.
This bullshit.
Makes it even more reason.
Yeah, like I don't think either of them are on the like wanting to get married thing at all anymore. Maybe she is. I don't know.
So, and then like the other part about the Ciara thing that just it bothers me is that this discussion that I just seen on my timeline. So I'm gonna read this tweet for you. And I'm gonna expose the woman who said this too, because I just thought this was probably this had to be one of the most disgusting things I've read in quite some time. Obana Bonnie, and she says Ciara and the general public have boasted Russell's image as a good husband and father so much that he has the social power to truly terrorize and harm her. Like it creeps me out. He's held for literally just being a counter to Future in their performance of masculinity. That is
how is he catching strays for being a good guy?
That's what I'm saying. Like that was one of the most disgusting things I have ever read.
You just hate men.
Like
I appreciate that because I hate men, but you like really you hate these niggas. For
That's
real.
a different level of hate.
Yeah, like you.
Like just imagine. Look at all the stuff that she like implications that she put on this nigga.
Yeah, like made him dangerous. And we've never even seen an inkling of him being that.
Literally, his ex-wife cheated on him allegedly with one of his teammates, and she's still alive. So I mean, that's a good sign that he may not be a crazy hombre. And it's just like that was wild to me. Granted, that still don't give Ciara the right to go around telling that niggas what to do with their relationships.
Yeah.
But that was just nuts to me.
People were asking Ciara for the prayer for too long. Now she thinks
she's Christ.
Yeah, she thinks she like the relationship expert because you got a good man.
All right, so there was another travesty that happened that night on the BET Awards. So again, I try not to make this like an Angel Reese hate fest in any capacity because I think she's a really dope girl offside of her missing a bunch of layups every game. I think besides that, she could be a really interesting person, probably. Maybe. Their podcast is okay. But she won Athlete of the Year, Female Athlete of the Year for the third straight year. Do you know who was the only other woman who's won the BET Female Athlete of the Year consecutively?
Who?
Serena. Yeah,
and she's not at a Serena level of sportsmanship, I don't think.
Not in the least bit. Like it's not even close. So I went back and looked at it. Serena pretty much dominated since the first time they gave it out was 2001. She's probably won since 2019. I want to say maybe 15, 16 of them, maybe 17. She, literally from 2010 to 2019, she won all of them but one. It was the Gabby Douglas. Gabby Douglas was the only one who won the other one. So like for you to kind of say that and then you put Angel Reese in this rarefied air is ridiculous.
There are so many other female athletes that are out here doing their thing. Sha'Carri.
I was thinking Clarissa Shields.
We've been saying her name wrong. I remember she posted a video. She said we've been saying her. I think it's Sha'Carri.
Oh yeah,
Sha'Carri, something like that. I don't know.
Richardson.
Yeah, her, Coco Gauff, Naomi. Like there are so many women, black women in sports that are like dominating. To just focus on basketball for 3 years in a row is a little crazy.
Oh, for sure. And then like even just the fact that Coco just won.
Literally, yeah.
Just won.
You could have gave her that. And I'm sure if she had time, like she would have been happy to show up and be around all those black people.
Especially after what happened at her win.
Yeah, like give her some love, give her some flowers, love on her a little bit. That would have been the perfect time to do that.
Yeah, I was gonna discuss this on the show, but we can just hop on it right here. Did you see that white girl crying on stage when she was coming up for second place?
She said that the only reason Coco won is she said she wouldn't have been able to win if I didn't play so badly, and she wouldn't have been able to beat anybody else at this level with like how she was playing.
Yeah, she also tried to say another
bitch,
girl.
how dare you?
She also said the girl that beat her, if she would have won and played Coco, she would have beat Coco. But it was crazy because on the stand, when she was talking in front of everybody, she told Coco, you was the better player. So for her to then go on her post-game interviews and switch it up, lame as fuck.
White women. I
just want to say this too, before I get into this. For you to go up there, I don't care what ethnicity, what race, what country you from, you know your white tears and what you're going to do. And you stripped that moment from that girl. And that was messed up. You made her look like the bad guy.
For winning. Like,
insane.
that's literally so insane. Yeah, that's insane. Damn, I forgot what I was going to say. Coco's response, I think, was great. She was like, maybe I wouldn't have been able to beat all them players, but this is the situation. This is the game we played, and I beat you.
And that girl is ranked like 341.
Yeah, but the girl who she was playing was like projected to beat her or something like that. Projected to beat Coco, and it definitely was not that at all. It was an upsetting loss. Coco wiped her, like mopped the floor with her.
Yeah, no, it was literally the first set was close, and then she beat her in 2 straight sets.
Yeah.
It was done. Like, wasn't even
overwhelming.
No questions asked. Like, you got your ass whooped. 2 straight sets, get out of here.
Yeah.
We going home. Chalk it up. And then it wasn't even close. It was like 6-2, 6-4.
Yeah.
Like, nah, bitch, it's done. You can go home. But no, with the Angel Reese thing, I just think we're putting way too much on her, and I think she's going to let a lot of people down because her performance isn't going to match the hype. And it just really bothered me, like I said, because Clarissa Shields has been doing dominant work. She's been multi-champion in different weight classes. Like, to me, it just, when you just sell out like that for the award, it makes you feel like you're telling the people who are in the nominees that you don't really care about it.
Yeah. And then Juju's been doing a good job too, right? The basketball player.
She's not a professional, so I can understand why they may not give it to her.
Oh, okay, she's not. She's in high school still or college?
No, college,
still?
Yeah, she's still in college. So she's not technically a professional.
Is she the one that got hurt?
Yeah, she did. She tore her knee up.
Is she fine now?
Well, I mean, she's going through recovery and stuff.
Okay.
So I actually saw her. She was doing a little coaching program. She was doing a coaching, like celebrity coaching thing. So she was walking around.
Okay, good.
So we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. Just stay away from my quarterback. And then last thing I wanted to just stay on, I don't know if you had anything else for the BET Awards, but
I don't think I had anything else for the BET Awards. I just think the last thing I want to say about that is always put this amount of money into it. It was great. It was blackety black. It was beautiful. I'm glad everybody actually showed up for the BET Awards, and I hope that the black celebrities continue to show up for the BET Awards, because it's so much better when y'all are there to perform and whatnot.
I also don't think Mariah the Scientist is safe. I don't feel like she's safe at all.
She's not.
Like, that pool, that was straight out of a Tyler Perry movie.
And they wanted to interview her.
Yeah. Straight out of a Tyler Perry movie.
Like, she's getting her little buzz. She just dropped a single that everybody loves, Burning Blue. Like, let her get her little interview off. She's on the rise to stardom. You have already risen to superstardom. Let her have her shine in her moment, sir. Look like a serial killer with that mask and that bag. I was disturbed.
This is going to be Diary of a Light-Skinned Black Woman. Like, this is what's going to happen. Tyler Perry saw that instant on the red carpet, and he's writing his new movie right now. It's going to be like, the character's going to be Thug Young. That's who it's going to be. And Mariah the Chemist. That's who's going to be there. You know that. You know he was sitting there waiting.
It's going to be Soraya the Chemist.
He's sitting there. You seen that speech he gave? He was sitting there ready to write that story.
Yeah.
He going to get Brittney to play her.
So there are things that we need to get into more about the BET Awards. It's Tyler Perry.
I was trying to let it slide into there.
Yeah, because Tyler Perry, so he came up and gave this speech, and he was basically like, thank you, Negroes, for always making my movies number one. I write movies about you desperate, dumb black bitches, and you desperate, dumb black bitches keep giving me money.
I put footprints in the sand.
We'll get into that, because I didn't want to play, because it's so like egotistical and like delusions of grandeur. Like, that's what his speech gave me. Other than, like, he does put a lot of money into black people's pockets.
Oh, he reminded us of that.
Of course, he's always going to remind us of that. He's always going to remind us that he took his shit to Atlanta and made his own table instead of begging for a seat at the table.
And he going to tell us that he made more black millionaires than any studio, which I don't know if that's true.
You gave Cicely Tyson $1 million.
Once. That's probably her first $1 million, though.
It was.
So, I mean.
Yeah, it was symbolic. That's why he did that.
Yeah.
So he continues by saying, and you, let me stop saying dumb black bitches. You are going to make my next movie number one. So he announces that he's putting out Divorced Sisters. You literally cannot make this shit up. This is an episode of The Boondocks.
He hated that show.
He got up there and said, I'm making a movie called Divorced Sisters. Tyler Perry needs to be locked up for his crimes against black women.
So let me ask you a question. Who do you think spoofed Tyler Perry better? Boondocks or Atlanta?
Ooh, that's
Atlanta was good.
I think Atlanta was a little bit more like fleshed out in the way they spoofed him.
I would say they were both as fleshed out. They literally had a backstory in the Boondocks for him. where they
But
talk
that,
about why
that
he put the
episode, you
wig
cannot
on.
find the episode.
Oh, it's still. I mean, I can show you where it's at. It's not going to be in no official places, but I can.
Okay.
But yeah, he was upset.
Atlanta,
about
it was hilarious. Mr. Chocolate.
It literally only like that was one of the first times the Boondocks episode came on that one night and never came on again. Like it was literally never again.
That's crazy. Tyler Perry has power.
Well, I think he was with Warner during that time. I want to say.
Okay.
Because I think that's where he did the Alex Cross movies and all that stuff with. I could be wrong, but I think he was with them, and he was like, "I'm never going to put a movie out with you guys if you don't get rid of this."
So, yeah, he announces that, and then he goes into like a little anecdote about him and his son being on the beach, and his son taps him and is like, "Papa, look, I'm following in your footsteps in the sand," and he's like 3 years old.
Oh, that's a lie. That story is a lie.
I'm like, what the fuck is
You're
this?
gonna do that though. When we
Pretentious nonsense, huh?
You're gonna do that when we have kids though. You're gonna make up the little lie like,
No, I'm not.
Oh, yeah, she's like, she came up to me and said,
Shut
Mommy,
your goddamn mouth.
Mommy, I love that you work so hard. You're such an empowering black woman. You're my Harriet Tubman.
I want to punch you in your face.
You're my Harriet Tubman.
I want to punch you right in your nose.
You showed me freedom, Mommy.
Like,
hey, is Tyler Perry Jesus?
that's what he was trying to make it seem like. And then he was like, they trying to erase our footsteps. They taking books out of the schools and
try to clean it up.
And I was like, what are we getting at here? You just announced divorced sisters. Like, do you care about the plight of the black people for real? I don't know. It seems like sometimes you do, sometimes you're going to use the plight of the black people to benefit, because that's all you do is make black trauma porn.
But see, that's the thing. Because he's true in what he's saying. They trying to change the naval boat that got Harriet Tubman name on it.
Yeah.
The DEI shit. So, I mean, he's speaking to a truth. But, like, when I think of, like, what we see, especially now with, like, black directors and horror films, and the fact that we never got, like, a legit different kind of movie from Tyler Perry, to me, it feels as though, like, it's either the fact that you aren't empowering other people and other visions.
He's not. We know he's not. We know he's writing, directing, producing. Like, he's doing everything on his own.
But what I'm saying is that, like, that just shows your limitations as a creator. And it's just, I feel like that is more his story in the long run than it is his success with these movies.
There's never any nuance. It's just struggle.
Like,
this lady is struggling.
I read the synopsis for Straw.
She's struggling
the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, it was like the first 11 minutes of the movie, landlord didn't talk shit about her, daughter's sick. You know what I'm saying? She about to get kicked out. Like, it's crazy.
Yep.
Top of the morning. Then come to find out, it's all a dream. The girl done died weeks ago. Oh, you didn't watch it?
No.
Oh, shit. My bad. I thought you watched it.
I don't think I was going to.
I didn't think you were either, though, but I thought you had already watched it.
No, I'm not rushing to watch Tyler Perry films.
Yeah, it comes out that she just had been so stressed out for losing her daughter that she forgot about everything that she lost her and just started imagining and hallucinating.
Damn.
And then she, like, robbed a bank. Real shit. This is what I'm saying. Like, you're a horrible person. Because this nigga tried to say, because he just got called out about it, I guess, in a recent interview. And he tried to say, like, I'm telling the stories of my mom and my aunt. Your aunt's never hallucinated and robbed a bank, my nigga.
I've heard him say that these are important stories to tell and nobody else is telling these stories and blah. Nobody else is telling these stories because they're not important stories to tell. No, you're not teaching people lessons. I remember my mother took me to see 4 Colored Girls. She was like, this is an important film for you to watch as a black woman. I was like, okay, mommy, I'm going to go see it with you. And then Michael Ealy threw 2 kids off of an apartment story. He threw the kids died. I was like, what is happening? After somebody got raped, before somebody else got like HIV. I was like, what?
Yo, Tyler loved to throw HIV on niggas.
On black women.
He threw it on a nigga too. Remember, that was the nigga who was giving it to him.
Oh, yeah. Because it was just so many convoluted, fucked up storylines in that movie. And it was so unnecessary for me to watch. And I never saw it again. Hold on. Because he announced the second movie, Medea's Destination Wedding. We'll leave that where that is. At least Medea's finding love. I don't know. He's probably a criminal too.
So one of the things that I just feel like I've been noticing a lot with these award shows, it just seems like LA is always going through something when these award shows. I remember the fires were happening early on. Mm-hmm. So I want to just shout out to Doechii. You know, I haven't been the biggest supporter on this show for, but she did step up.
Hate black women.
That's not true. She did step up. I'm not Tyler Perry. She did step up and, you know, say some important stuff that I think we should kind of just discuss at her acceptance for her award. So
what's happening right now outside of the building. There are ruthless attacks that are creating fear and chaos in our communities in the name of law and order. Trump is using military forces to stop a protest. And I want y'all to consider what kind of government it appears to be when every time we exercise our democratic right to protest, the military is deployed against us. What type of government is that? People are being swept up and torn from their families, and I feel it's my responsibility as an artist to use this moment to speak up for all oppressed people, for black people, for Latino people, for trans people, for the people in Gaza. We all deserve to live in hope and not in fear, and I hope we stand together, my brothers and my sisters, against hate, and we protest against it. Thank you, BET.
So a lot of discussion about that, and I think that was dope for her to kind of just, you know.
Yeah, she threw in threw in Gaza too real quick.
Yeah, no, I guess I thought that was very big of her to be able to do that and use that moment for that. And I think it's important because one of the discussions I kept seeing going around in light of, you know, the protests that have been happening, not only in LA, we've had some in Atlanta, New York, Chicago, Colorado. So there's been tons of protests in regards to this ICE, you know, mass deportation efforts. And a lot of people I've been hearing is saying, is it black people's business to get involved in these immigration issues? And I can't speak for a lot of y'all in that regard, but that hits close home to me in regards to that. So that is going to be something that as a black person, I am going to be thoughtful about. I'm going to be mindful about, because that doesn't just affect Latinos and, you know, maybe Asian people who have.
It affects Caribbean people too,
it
and
affects
African people, and the black diaspora, which is what we care about mostly.
No, I'm just saying, not even just that. It's just the fact that this is a protest that has not taken any lives.
It's a completely peaceful protest.
I mean, it's not completely peaceful. There has been property damage, but no one's dying, no one's injured, no one's getting hurt. And for the president to try to use this as a moment to push the military out there is not only dangerous, but it's showing that he is trying to either get this to a point where somebody does lose their life, and now he feels like an opportunistic approach to be able to, oh, look at these people doing X, Y, and Z. The military needs to come in and shape up California. Mm-hmm. Or we just have this idea where he feels like, oh, this show of force that I'm using was enough to quell what was this resistance when it was no resistance. And actually, I think this is going to actually go to what a lot of people in California have been wanting to do, and that's secede from America. I don't know if you've been seeing these posts about it.
I've been seeing that,
but I believe there's a bill that's going in where that's actually being potentially discussed. Mm-hmm. Like, that's something that's going on, because a lot of people don't know California is one of the highest GDPs in the world. Just by themselves is what they fund a lot of other states in this country.
Yeah, because of the ports and stuff.
Yeah, just because of how much activity, like I said, the ports, how much activity they got to go there, the type of events and the type of people who live there. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of affluent people. So no, this is an important thing. And for y'all to even be sending the military when no one's called for it, that's just dangerous in and of itself. And it shows what kind of individual he is. He wouldn't do this if it was Oklahoma and there was some something going on.
He's literally pardoning the January 4th.
Yeah, he already did that. January 6th.
Yeah, he pardoned those people. So we know that, like, certain people can protest and violently too and cause property damage, and then certain people can't.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just sickening, because for you to, when this is the first time the president has deployed the National Guard and he's sending Marines to essentially they're not even going to be able to really allow to do anything because they don't really have the kind of training to interact with people per se. So a lot of them are just going to be kind of standing around and doing. It's really going to be a waste of money. So it's a waste of money. It's a bullshit show of force for, again, no lives have been lost in this situation. This is a normal reaction to a protest. This happens all the time. And a lot of these ICE agents are going overboard.
Yeah.
The way that they're I just seen the one where it was a car accident where the ICE agent, I guess, thought the person was a legal immigrant driving the car, drives out, hits them with his car, sees that they're American citizens, I guess by looking at their information.
And then peels away.
And then fleds the scene.
Literally did a hit and run on an American citizen. Like, if ICE agents are behaving like this, even if you look a little bit or sound a little bit like you're not a citizen or they assume you're not, then you're in danger. Like, this is putting more than undocumented immigrants in danger.
And this also puts future protesters in danger because he's trying to create a precedent on what is the norm for him to put out the military. And all it takes is one person to fire off from either side, and now you have a bloody situation by the hands of our own military in our country. Like, I don't think people understand the gravity of what that could create if something like that happens, especially if the president is going over the head of the state's mayor. And it's just like, man, I mean, and I should say governor, not mayor. Go over the state's governor. But no, it's just, that stuff is just crazy. I think it's very ignorant of us as black people to act like this is just a Latino issue because they're already talking about sending prisoners overseas.
I think black people are the black people who have that stance that, like, this is not my issue. They're thinking about the number of Latino people who did vote for Trump. So then they're kind of like this is your bed, you got to lie in it. But they're not thinking about, like, the bigger picture and how everybody is going to be negatively affected by this. They're just like, haha, like, this is what you wanted.
Yeah, and then you also got to think about the Latinos who this is affecting couldn't vote. So I would be perplexed by that stance. The people,
undocumented immigrants can't vote
the
because
Latinos
they're undocumented immigrants.
The Latinos who voted are citizens. Ain't no getting rid of them. So I'm confused. But again, we are leading into that point where what if they start deporting American citizens who don't fit with the ideals? Because like I said, they're already talking about doing it with prisoners.
Yeah.
They're trying to send them to work camps in other countries. Like, it's a slippery slope that once we see it on the other side, we're going to be like, oh, we done effed up. And again, I warned people about this early on in the podcast last year during the election when we talked about why there were so many cop cities being set up, why so many budgets for police keep increasing. And it's because they're not trying to protect you. They're trying to stop you when you resist. It's going to keep happening. It's going to start affecting food. We're going to have having questions about that with all of these tariffs and all of this trade instability. So prepare for yourself accordingly, because these are just light examples so that he can show his force. And we're going to continue to see more and more of this. And I just hope all the people to be safe. My stance on immigration is we need to have a fast track way to get people documented and let them know that they're in this country and then they can be in this country. Like, I'm tired of hearing all of these, oh, if I go to Mexico, you're not going to go to Mexico. You know why? Because we do a lot of crazy stuff to Mexico that would not make you want to stay there. That's just for real. Because if you want to legally go to Mexico, it's not as hard as it is to come over here.
Yeah.
You just have to go through certain channels. You have to go through certain paperwork and stuff. But with us, you got court dates. You got all of this crazy stuff you have to go do. You got so much money out you got to pay.
It's like, it's a little less than $1,000. It's biometrics appointment. Then it's the test. Then it's then that's done. Then you pass the test, and then you get your citizenship, and then you have to show up for the
but
ceremony.
Don't do like background checks and stuff too, like that?
Well, yeah, that's before you go in. When you fill out the application, they do all that, and then you'll get your appointment.
So, like I said, man, again, I'm not one of those people who, oh, you're breaking the law when you come on. Hey, I understand. We mess up a lot of countries. We make it not worth being in a lot of countries in this world. We out here making the folks only grow certain fruits and crops so they can't provide for themselves. That allows warlords to take over and try to cause resistance, and then those people have bad intentions, and then they hurt people who aren't following their rules. And then now you have civilians who just want to survive, who just want to have their own autonomy, be in danger because they don't agree with this madman who wasn't voted into power. So that's why I'm come to the country. Fill us up.
Yeah. I was watching the news this morning and they said that there's a massive shortage on nurses, and usually they get nurses from like the Philippines a lot, but it's getting increasingly harder because of Trump's laws and everything that he put into place with immigration. So now we just have a shortage of nurses because the boomers and the older nurses are retiring, and we need more, and we're very short staffed, especially after COVID.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then they can't get the nurses. So and apparently the nurses in the Philippines are trained very similarly to the nurses in the United States, which is why they just bring them over all the time. Now we're not gonna have nurses. Because if you've ever been to a hospital or anything and you try to find a nurse, like, they have an accent. The nurse has an accent. The nurse has a Caribbean, African, or Asian accent. So,
I mean, we don't raise our American girls to want to take care like they used to.
I mean, no, the girls are becoming nurses too, like 100%. The nurses be having BBLs.
See, mine not in the right place. This was something I wanted to bring up because we are a YouTube couple who talks a little trash.
YouTube couple is crazy. We're not a YouTube couple.
We're a YouTube.
We are a couple that has a podcast that happens to
be on
the
YouTube
YouTube platform. Like, a YouTube couple is crazy.
All right, so just want to give my condolences to Finney the Legend. So Finney the Legend was a YouTuber, and if you haven't seen this, his story's probably been all over online.
This shit is crazy.
He was involved in a internet beef with a gentleman by the name of Sin City Manny. And so Sin City was him. They basically had like a contentious relationship where they would talk trash. Finney would strike his channel. He would fight so that he would, crash and not be able to get, views and money and stuff like that. He would basically stop that. So there was like a very contentious argument between those two regarding that. And Finney obviously took it too far with his conversations and what it led up to. So I'm going to play what he said to Manny. And Manny's a psychopath. Like, this dude is like legitimately Mexican gangster, putting the clown mask on and all that crazy nonsense. But
let's get this clear though, y'all, because we all laugh and joke. This is a PR. This is a PR moment. We all laugh and joke. But mental illness is real, and we can clearly see this guy is mentally ill. So one thing about it,
you didn't know how.
I put it on y'all too. If he give us another strike and I got 3, y'all know that channel mean everything to him. He don't got no outside friends, nothing. I don't think I could do it in my heart, and I'm saying this on live so he can hear it too. Shout out LDT. But I don't think I can take his channel from him, man, because I think he's so close to going in the closet, man, and he's so close, man.
Fuck that. You know what the first thing I asked you, did you give him a strike? Fuck that, man. You swing at me, we swinging back twice.
And see, like, I saw a lot of conversations talking about, oh man, that the YouTube strike feature needs to be, remodeled. Y'all need to understand what these strikes are, man. Like, if you out here crashing out over a strike, it's because either you really did something wrong in regards to you stole someone's content or did something like that. If you just appealed a strike and you are within fair use, it more than likely is going to go away. Mm-hmm. And for you to kind of take that as like some type of shot, and like I said, if he had 2 strikes on him already, that means he did something that he wasn't supposed to. Either they
reviewed and they
like he maybe was speaking disparagingly about them, probably doing threats of violence and stuff like that. So that could be potentially a reason why. But then this psychopath goes around, and I want to play the video of him
Jerome, I'm out here searching for my baby. The fuck? I went through every fucking casino there is. I heard
Something wrong
one
with
of
this
my
car, too. I
biggest
can hear
fans
it.
here in fucking town. I was dying to see him. I'm fucking dying to see him. What are we doing? Fuel bar tonight? Is that what we're doing? I'll fucking be there. I'll fucking be there. You better fucking believe it. You come to my city and think I'm not gonna show up? You fucking think I'm not gonna show up? I should have been the first one to be told. Right? Somebody should have sent me my invite. Mr. Marcus.
Okay. You're letting these videos play too long.
I be wanting them to say something fly, and then I'll cut it into that.
Okay.
But so like I said, they came to Vegas to do like a trip because they're not from Vegas. Finney and them aren't from Vegas, so they came in to just do like a couples trip.
Yeah.
To have a good time, him and his wife. They had videos of them beforehand, you know, drinking, having a good time. So they're on the strip at night, and you see in the live video that they have Manny walking across. He comes back, turns around, him and Finney start to interact. Before you know it, he grabs out his firearm and shoots like the whole clip into at least the crowd. Apparently, he also shoots the wife and he kills both of them. He takes off, hides the gun, tries to get away. He ends up getting arrested.
Yeah, immediately.
They find
you're on the Las Vegas Strip trying to shoot, killing people.
It gets worse. They find the gun. They find him. They bring him in. This asshole tells them, hey, I thought he had a gun, so I went to go shoot. They say, well, why'd you shoot the woman too? I saw something shiny in her hand, so I thought she had a gun too. They then play him the video. They say, sir, you're taking a step towards him and firing the gun. He goes, I want my lawyer.
You're going to jail,
it's
buddy.
Done, brother. They got so much to show first-degree murder, my nigga.
I've seen at least 3 different angles of this video on the internet. Like, you're going to jail, buddy.
They are going to burn you. And I promise, if he has even the closest semblance of family members, you are 3 honey buns away from getting fucked up. No lie. Like, they're going to send a message. You better, I promise you, it better not be a second cousin you get locked up in there with. Because I've seen it where the nigga knew the nigga cousin and he beat a nigga up in prison for some shit that he was involved. He didn't kill the nigga either. He just was involved in like a robbery or something for the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like, oh, you robbed my partner cousin. It's up. So, again, I just want to give condolences to those families. We got to be careful out here, man. We some trash talkers, so we got to be safe.
Yeah.
We got to keep the blicky on us. You see why I be paranoid?
Mm-hmm.
You can see I done gassed her out. She ain't got nothing left.
Like, I just don't care. Like, I'm still going to be outside and I'm going to live life. And if I die, I die. Like, that's my thing. Like, I'm not about to live my life being paranoid and careful and safe. Like, that's just not who I am.
See how one of us got to be it now. That's the only way we're going to be safe out here.
I'm living fast and wild.
That's my girl. All right, well, just going to wrap it up here with that horrible message to just live life.
Okay, you might as well kill me now. Kill me now. Kill me now. Kill me now.
The ops will find you.
If I'm not going to live, just kill me now. Kill me now.
Just take it out. Just pull it out.
Yeah.
Why
am I here?
I don't want to go out like Finney. Finney, that's some lame shit right there. Finney got 6 to the chest.
Well, yeah, that's terrible.
And then his old lady next to him.
That's a terrible way to go out. But like, I'm not gonna go out in fear of going out like that.
Just to hear, and we can wrap it up at this part right here. Just to hear her voice when she saw what was going, she was completely like thrilled. Mm-hmm. Like she was like, "Oh my, what just happened?"
Yeah, everyone was.
But could you just imagine that though, if that was you in that situation?
I would immediately be hysterical.
Like it would just, I felt so bad. Then for her to lose her life right after that, the worst, man. I really hope they do bad things to you in there, Manny. No lie. Well, I want to thank y'all for listening to Talk FNF TV. This was our show. I want to, let them know what they need to do.
Follow us on all of the social media at talk.fnf.tv on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. If you're currently listening on YouTube, give us a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're listening on any of the streaming services, download for me, please. Love you. Bye.